Good morning to ya. DJ Wonder Chrissy here. It's Tuesday, March 26th. We got a lot to talk about today. Oh my gosh. The world is upside down and wow, backside up and then upside down again. You're not going to believe what we got, the news we got for you today. If you haven't been watching the news, you better turn it on now. Got some chill music going on here this morning. Let's bring that down. Let's bring it down and get going with the show. Awesome show planned for you today. DJ Wonder Chrissy, Migrant, Mayhem. Like, share, and subscribe, folks. We use all the subs, all the subscribes as we can. Thank you. Wow. What is going on? Let's see what's going on here. Gotta get OBS up and running here, folks. Let's, where did it go? There it is. There's what we're looking for. Let's see if we can find it.
Cases among children at the Halsted Street shelter in Pilsen continues.
All right, maybe we can get it now. Let's see here. No. Doesn't like it. Let's see if this will do it. There it is. Okay, so the first clip I got before we get to what's happening in Baltimore and my personal connection with the Baltimore port, which you're not going to believe this. But anyway, measles. So the measles, as we talked about probably a week, 10 days ago, the incubation period for measles is like about 12 days, and then it takes 4 or 5 days after that before the blisters start to show. Well, obviously, according to this report, I think that's what's happening because Chicago has decided, at least for one shelter, they're going to do a second round of measles vaccinations, which I never heard before. I don't know, I'm not a doctor, but seems kind of odd they're giving 2 doses. Maybe that's okay. I don't know. I imagine it is. Doctors doing this. So obviously they got a bigger issue than they're letting on to. Nobody gets into those shelters, and they haven't seen any video of the inside of the shelters in a long time. Haven't even heard of anybody who's been in the shelters say anything. So let's listen to this report from Fox News Chicago.
So the city is now mandating a policy tonight at a crowded city migrant shelter. The number of measles cases among children at the Halsted Street shelter in Pilsen continues to grow. So the city is now mandating everyone at that shelter receive a second measles vaccine dose 28 days after the first one. Officials say this will prevent a potential spread of the highly contagious virus to other children who are waiting for their second vaccine.
So there you go. That's what's going on at the Pilsen shelter. There was also a news report out of NBC5 Chicago where, let me get rid of that. We don't need that anymore. They did a FOIA request for the cost of the shelters and the the leases that are the formal leases or what have you, contracts to go along with those 26 or 27 shelters that they have in Chicago and what it's costing the taxpayer. And they got just 30% of the information. There was a bunch of shelters where they got no information, and seems to raise the question on how transparent our government is being with us when it comes to the finances. I know that I saw out in Denver, I know we got some people from Denver that watch. I think Incarnate is one of them, where I saw Hyatt hotels where guess what? One of the stockholders in Hyatt Hotels is J.B. Pritzker, so his company is profiting off of this out of Denver. Go figure, right? So there you go. Yeah, we got Brian Thomas on. Yeah, we could use some help dragging some of these migrants out. There's also in Illinois a Senate bill. I think it's Senate Bill 3262. I saw is being discussed right now in our legislature, where they want to pass a bill giving homeless people, right? Homeless people, regardless of immigration status, $1,000 a month. Can you say socialism? Can you say universal basic income? That's being discussed right now in our legislature in Springfield. That's how crazy Illinois is. I told you there's a song called "We're All Crazy in Chicago." I'm here to tell you it's more than just Chicago. It's Illinois in general. So that's what I have for you on that. I wanted to get into Maryland, okay? I told you guys that I have a personal connection to Maryland. In 2015, I purchased a new car, okay? I purchased one of our Land Cruisers that we use, and it was a 335 BMW, and it came over on a ship from, let me get this video up and running here. Came over on a car carrier ferry from Munich, Germany, and it landed in Baltimore, Maryland, and it was during the riots and the burning of the city of Baltimore. It was at the same exact, like a week before. I was worried, and for you folks that don't know, BMW, the delivery of the cars is all done by semi. So they bring it over in a ferry or auto carrier, and they bring it over to Baltimore, and then they roll, like what they call roll on, roll off ships. They're like the big ocean-going ferries, and they bring it over. It takes about, I don't think 2 to 3 weeks to bring it across the pond, and they go up the river there and into Baltimore and unload them, and then they load them on semi trucks, and they truck them all the way to Illinois and where have you. BMW also has ports, for those that are interested, also has ports in Savannah, I think Houston, and then they go down through the the Panama Canal, and they go over to Los Angeles, and then they head over to Australia. So these boats go on, like, I don't know, month, 2 month excursions where they take on and take off cars based on where they're at in the world. And obviously Savannah's where down there in Spartanburg, they make a lot of the SUVs and have for probably 10-15 years. So they would take those on and distribute them across the world. So there you go. There's my connection with Baltimore. So let me get this video up here. I wanted to show you, the other thing is Boeing. I don't know if you saw yesterday, Boeing Corporation. A lot. I worked in big Fortune 100 companies most of my life, and you rarely saw a CEO get ousted. And if there was any problems within a company, there was always a fall guy to fall on the sword and protect the upper levels of management. Well, that didn't happen at Boeing for some reason. I think part of the reason is they had a whistleblower that's coming out. There's some carnage going on